Here's 10 leaked features that we're going to be seeing in GTA 6, plus a bonus one, so actually 11, but 10 look better in the title. In today's video, we're going to go through some features that we're going to be seeing in GTA 6, all based off the information we have so far, whether that be the leaks back in 2022 or the trailer that Rockstar dropped late last year. But firstly, I'm trying to get to 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so if you do enjoy today's video, make sure you hit subscribe. So the first thing is the traffic overhaul. As we've seen by some patents released by Take-Two Interactive, and we're going to go through quite a few of those in today's video, traffic is going to be a lot smarter in GTA 6, and that's not just with cars, that's also with NPCs as well. I recently did a full video breaking down this AI patent, but essentially the way it works is traffic is way wiser to the routes it takes around the map. For example, if there's an obstruction in one part of the map, it will take a different route to get to its location. But also these routes will have routines as well as varied randomization. So for example, you're not going to see the same NPC walking the same path over and over and over again. However, you are more likely to see similar NPCs in similar areas of the map. This shows that Rockstar are really taking attention to detail and realism and immersion very seriously with GTA 6. The next thing is the enterable interiors. So this is a bit of a contentious one. In December of last year, just before the trailer came out, a kid on TikTok said that 70% of the interiors would be enterable. And at first everyone took this with the same due diligence that they should. They ignored it. However, it later came out that this person is close friends with the son of the art director for Rockstar Games, Aaron Garbett. He also posted a clip of a computer which had Vice City on it, like the surrounding skyline, etc. So this definitely did add some weight to the fact that he does have some inside knowledge. However, we still have no 100% proof that 70% of the interiors will be enterable. But it's possible, and the reason why it's possible is due to the next point in this video: procedural generation. So based on a patent that Take-Two Interactive filed for GTA 6, we can see that interiors can be procedurally generated. Now, a lot of people like to use the term AI for this, but in reality it uses the tag system. So for example, if an apartment is in an old and run-down area, the items in that apartment will be tagged with old, disused or abandoned, for example, and the interiors can be randomly, to an extent, generated based on the location and context of that environment. So essentially what this means is interiors can be generated randomly. Not necessarily AI, but using a tag system, but it is still more intelligent than the current way of making interiors, which is a lot of man hours and manual work. Next, we need to talk about the map size. So based on the information we had in the leaks, we believe the map is going to be around about twice the size of the GTA 5 map. Now, how do we know this? Well, in the GTA 6 leaks that came out in 2022, in a lot of the leaked clips, on the screen there was coordinates, and these coordinates are referenced to game engine locations. So for example, where the player is based in a map. Obviously different scenes from these leaks were recorded in different parts of the map, and that gave us coordinates of the scale of the game engine. This, combined with the visual confirmations that we had in the trailer, gives us a rough outline of the scale of the GTA 6 map. So the GTA 6 mapping project have put together a rough map which details some of these locations. However, it does need to be noted that a lot of this map is speculation, and there's some parts of this map that have been added based on what we know about Florida rather than what we know from the leaks. Next, we have realism and role-playing. A lot of the features that we saw in the GTA 6 leaks are features that are also currently in 5M. It looks like Rockstar's acquisition of CFX.RE was because they wanted to take ownership of the software and the systems that are being used to create the role-playing experience for GTA players. A lot of these features are fan favourites, and there are really genuinely very useful features. For example, being able to pick up and interact with objects, to be able to communicate with environments far more effectively, and based on what we saw in the leaks, a lot of this technology is going to be implemented into the story mode of GTA 6. And this brings us on to the interaction menu, so picking things up and interacting with them, and the ability to interact with people, for example to rob and threaten them like we saw in Red Dead Redemption 2. In Red Dead Redemption 2, these mechanics to be able to actually interact with the people around you and the stores and shops that we saw around the map made the world far more believable and feel more immersive. It looks like Rockstar are taking everything they've learned from Red Dead Redemption 2 and applying it into GTA 6. Next, we have the overhauled police system. Now, in one particular clip in the leaks, we can see that when Jason and Lucia were robbing a waffle diner, the police were called, but there was a countdown until the police arrived. This is a complete overhaul based on the system we had in GTA 5, where the police would just miraculously spawn. In GTA 6, it looks like we're able to actually have a time limit on that process. Maybe this time limit is variable by the crime we committed, how serious it is, but it adds an extra layer of strategy to gameplay, and it gives us time to figure out how we actually want to escape the situation. Do we flee on foot? Do we steal a car? Do we continue taking more money or robbing the people in the store before we leave? This added layer of strategy gives GTA 6 the replayability factor, where we can go back and replay missions and have different outcomes and different takes from each score. Before we talk about NPC dynamics, your boys released some new merchandise. This is a t-shirt and hoodie to celebrate 15,000 subscribers. You can get yours at the link down below, and also you get a little custom thank you message from me. Thank you for your support. Now on with the video. The next thing we need to talk about is NPC dynamics. Each character and character model has far more variation than we saw in GTA 5 and even Red Dead Redemption 2 for that matter. As we saw from the trailer, there's different characters with different skin shades, shapes, heights, weights, the lot. Everyone looks completely different across the board. This also ties into the NPC AI model, where behaviours of certain NPCs are intelligent based on the environment around them. An example of this is someone in the rain might walk differently to someone that's in the sunshine. Different environments and contexts can affect the way that NPCs behave towards you and towards people around them. This will create far more variation in different interactions of NPCs. For example, at the moment in GTA 5, if two people on two different consoles interact with an NPC in the same way, they're probably going to get the same result. Whereas in GTA 6, it looks like we're going to have a lot more special moments that are very unique to us as a player based on the way that we interact with NPCs around us. Essentially what this means is we're going to get a lot of really funny TikTok content out of this. Next, we have the obvious two protagonists. But what's more interesting about this is a feature from Red Dead Redemption 2. So in Red Dead Redemption 2, of course, we have relationship dynamics between people. We have a good karma and bad karma system based on how we behave with the people around us. In Red Dead Redemption 2, this applied to people in our camp. The more people we helped out and were good to, the more we got back. But in GTA 6, with two protagonists that are in a Bonnie and Clyde style love relationship, using this good karma and bad karma model could potentially change different parts of the story throughout the game. Alongside this, tying back in with the previous point about different variable NPCs, it's very likely that Rockstar are going to bring back a feature from GTA San Andreas, which is the ability to gain and lose weight. In the leaks we got back in 2022, in different clips, Jason and Lucia looked different weights, different hairstyles, different hair colours, and overall their characters were varied at different stages of that footage being captured from pre-development. Now whether this means that we can actually do it ourselves in game, or whether this was just some sort of development option, we don't know, but based on the information we have from the leaks, the trailer and Red Dead Redemption 2, it looks like this is going to be possible. Moreover, we have the different ways that we can actually interact with the characters. So for example, we are able to now go prone, which is a feature that we've not seen in a GTA game previously. We're able to shoot from our shoulder, and we also have stealth options on how we carry out certain tasks. This will create so many different variables to the way that missions are carried out and different end results for those missions. We've used this example before, but the game Detroit Become Human has a different path system for missions, so different actions you take during the missions can affect the outcome or the way the mission is carried out. It looks like Rockstar are trying to reduce the linearity of gameplay for GTA 6 and create more varied outcomes, making the game far more replayable and more interesting for everyone playing the game. Next, we have the new devices and tools to hack and gain entry to vehicles and buildings. In the leaks that we had back in 2022, we were able to see new tools such as USB hard drives and stuff like tracker jammers and other different tools and accessories. In GTA 6, it looks like we're going to be seeing a different interaction menu where we're able to choose from a list of tools, not just a weapon wheel. As we discussed earlier in the video, this shows that Rockstar are really taking a keen interest in adding different layers of strategy to the way that we carry out missions and tasks. For example, rather than stealing cars being as boring it is in GTA 5 where you just drag someone out of the car or smash a window, in GTA 6 it looks like we're going to be having an extra layer of strategy when it comes to carrying out these sorts of tasks, overall just creating a far more interesting gameplay dynamic. And the last point in this video is server meshing. Now in GTA 5, each map is one server, so the whole entire map is squeezed into one server for all of us to play in. But in GTA 6 they're going to change that. But before I get into a bit more detail, I need to say a brief thank you to today's video sponsor, Private Internet Access. Now, internet privacy is very important. A lot of games out there use something called the P2P model, which is the peer-to-peer model, where effectively you're not playing on a server, you're connecting to someone else's console and their console's connecting to yours. And a prime example of this is GTA Online. Now the problem with this is it makes it very easy for people to access your IP address, so it's not very secure at all. But by using private internet access, you're adding a barrier between yourself and the other person's console. You can change your location to one of 50 US states or 91 countries. And this is especially important if you're in the US. You can change your location to a nearby state rather than having to ping your location to the other side of the world. So you can not only get really fast gameplay, but of course stay completely private in the process. Whenever I play in VR or even on my consoles online, I always use a VPN. So to save yourself 83% off and get yourself 4 months completely free, click the link down below. It works out about $2.03 a month. So as I mentioned there, Rockstar Games use the P2P model, which basically means that when you're playing online, you're connecting to someone else's console. This means that Rockstar don't have to host the gameplay itself on servers, which has a load of benefits, but the main one is just way cheaper. However, this is problematic because of the security risks. In GTA 6, Take-Two Interactive have filed a patent for a new server meshing system. This is the same thing that we saw in Starfield, where essentially the whole map is broken down into different segments. So each part of the map is essentially a different server. When I originally did a video about this, there was quite a bit of backlash. A lot of people seem to assume that we'll be loading from one part of the map into another part of the map and changing servers, but Rockstar won't do that. If it doesn't work and if it's not clean and it's not seamless, Rockstar won't do it. The reality is when you're driving through the map, it may in the background start loading you into a different server without us even knowing. Which, to be realistic and to be brutally honest, won't affect our gameplay in the slightest. It will make the game just as good as the whole map being in one server. But based on the information we have at the moment, it's very likely that Rockstar will still be using the peer-to-peer system, which isn't great, but hey, you can use private internet access to make it safer. Thank you all for watching today's video. If you did enjoy today's video, please consider liking and subscribing. I'm trying to get to 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and honestly, your support is massively appreciated. And if you're still watching, thank you so much. I'm honestly blown away with how fast the channel's grown. I only started this channel, 7-8 months ago, and to be where we are now, where the channel's flourishing, is honestly incredible. And I appreciate every single like, comment, message, subscription, and everyone that's joined the Discord. There's over 600 of you now in the Discord. Like, when did this happen? I'm so stoked on it, so thank you so much for your love. All my social media is linked down below, and of course, a massive thank you to private internet access, and of course, a massive thank you to all my channel members. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Spin this in